Hello everybody and welcome back into Green Hill. I was busy. I didn't do a video yesterday, I'm sorry. There was, I was busy doing this, which I wasn't going to video anyway. But I had intended on doing a video. But I don't know what my next door neighbours were doing. But it sounded like they were running up and down the fence line, banging on the fence. Pretty much all day. And it was coming through on the mic, so I tried for a while, but I ended up giving up. So I just spent the rest of the day making and carting up mud. And one thing I've learned is do not do this much mud in one hit. It's way too many mud bricks to keep a track of. I am sure I lost some, not through tripping while I was carrying them or anything, but it seems once you go, I would have the mud down at the mud mixers. Then I would carry them up to the first grapple point. That seems to be like it was causing, some of them were disappearing from the grapple point as I went back to the other spot. It's like I'd gone just a little bit too much out of range and some of them were disappearing. So I continued on with that because that's what I was doing. So I took them all up to the first grapple point. And then I got them up to the second grapple point where there's a little cave, and I stored them all in the cave, and I still think some disappeared. So I don't know how many here. I haven't actually counted, but I did about 9 or 10 lots of mud, and this certainly doesn't look like that much. So, well, it is. Yeah, well, that happened pretty much. So this is what we've got. So I suppose this is what we'll put in. But yeah, that's too many to keep track of. It's best off. I know it takes more time, but I think it's best off just doing it in lots of 2 or 3. So yeah, a bit disappointed. Despite how much there is or isn't, I suppose. But at least it was enough to get us started, I suppose. So that it literally took me real life hours doing this. It was about 6 to make it all and cart it all up the 2 grapple points, and that's just way too long. So I honestly think I might just stick to I might just stick to 2 lots at a time, to be honest. It's much easier to handle, and if I empty out my bag enough, I can carry all 12 at once and not lose any, because my bag was very empty and I was actually carrying 11 of these at a time, and I only fell over once. But then I managed to find them all, so that was okay. Yeah, massively to brag about, I know, but yeah. So I didn't stop until I'd managed to get them all up to the airfield, because I thought, if I leave any of them at the grappling point, or after I'd got them all up the grapple point to the top, I just felt like if I leave any of them here, I'm going to lose them. They're going to disappear. So it's not, I don't think it's a spawn issue. I think it's just that the mud just disappears. Oh my goodness, look at this. There's no more up here? Oh. Yeah, all these bananas they were all gone by the time I'd finished yesterday. Let's grab 3 of these. I did put in, although the 2 that I'd put in front of each planter to use as fertiliser, they did. So I'm going to pick those up, and I'm going to pick these up. And I'm going to just start stacking them around the back, I think. They'll either go off and I can use them, or they'll despawn, which is fine. And I had some of the think I might go and use the shower. I've had some of those that I found when I was walking back from the gravel spot, so I think that's why I've got that many on me. Okay. Oh, look at that. Just like that. Put that one there. Although I could have just put those plants, couldn't I? Oh, I don't think sometimes. I just think, oh, get them out of the bag, free up space. And I could have just as easily put one each of those little orange ones on there. Oh, just talking about it, and then it completely went out of my head. Anyway, right, well, at least we'll have this first row of mud done. So that feels like a bit of an achievement. Oh, what's wrong with you? Wow. Honestly, how hard it is to get mud up here. Any lost mud is painful. Did that mud just disappear? Am I? Oh. I'm gonna have to go back and check that and see if that did disappear. I thought it was sitting here by itself. Here. Oh yeah, so I'll go back and double check that on the video and see if it did. Alright, up we go onto our first lot. Oh, look at that. That's really good. So I suppose I should yeah, just put in the next lot, I guess. Or should I do these two front ones? I'll leave those. Oh, bringing the mud up here, and I should put the roof in. I should just bring it all up a little bit closer. Those back ones anyway. I'm not actually sure what the despawn rate is on the mud. Yeah, that's a bit better. A bit closer now, easier to grab. It's a couple of days, I think. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've really had to worry about despawn rate on the mud. I think the last time I had any despawn on me was at the fishing camp. I'd piled it all up to use and I lost a couple. Yeah, you know, you're right on the water there, it doesn't matter, but here, yeah, this is, I lost quite a bit, I think. I could do a rough count, see how many I did put in, but yeah, no, doing that much is too much at once, I think. And should we just go crossways? I guess so. Yeah, it's I don't mind doing it. It's just I wanted to try it with more. Oops. I wanted to try it with more mud to see if it was feasible, but no. Now seeing how much it looks like has gone missing, no. So I'm on the wrong side of the ladder. There we go. So, okay. So one. So I had 2 full ones. How many's in that? 5. So that was 5, 10. That was 14. There was 4 left in that one, so that's 14. It's 21, 28, 31. Oh my goodness, 31. So that works out at 6. 5 plus 1. Mud mixes. Oh wow, I lost heaps along the way. I suppose it's worth, now that I've put that in place and that's all safe, it's possibly worth going back down and having a quick look. So I only fell down once while I was carrying, and I was carrying 8, and I was just trying to get on the log here that goes down. I was at the other end. I completely missed time. Here we go. I completely mistimed my oh, I've come way past. Oh yeah, I'll take those. I was trying to walk onto the log straight on, but I came into it at the side for some reason, and the mud went flying. But yeah, I got caught here. I've never got caught before, so a little bit went flying down there, some went flying up there, but I found them all, so it's not there. I had a couple of not sure why I went all the way around there that time. So I had some stored here. Some of that all went flying. It just seems when you walk away from it, it tends to explode. Like I stacked it all nicely in stacks of 3, and then just from up the top of the grapple point, I came back here and it exploded. Now I know there's something walking around. I didn't see anything quite there. So I had stuff stored here as well at the top of the grapple point, which I'm pretty sure I didn't have any troubles here. No, there's none there. Oh, I will show you something funny though that had happened. Right, so when I brought all the mud up, I stored it all in this cave in the hopes that that would stop it flying around. So it was all nicely stacked in lots of 3. And yet when I came back here after taking one lot up, I'd only just gone up there. This was all looked like it. An animal had walked through it. It was all blown all over the place, and this is where I think the majority of it went missing, because it was no longer stacked in lots of 3, and there was definitely not enough in there for all that mud to have still been in there. Oh, I wish when I brought all the mud up to here, I had to walk out here and turn around because somehow mud that I'd put down had exploded and had landed up here. And I had to open up my backpack, just making sure there's none over there. I had to open up my backpack and grab it, then walk backwards along the log to get the mud back, because there was 3 up there. Like, I don't know how it exploded upwards like that, but again, it's just like when you put something down nicely, everything seems to explode. So of course I had stuff stacked in here. I had stuff stacked here because that was getting too busy. This pile exploded for some reason, and there ended up being mud over here, but it was dark that time, so I wasn't able to fully check. Doesn't seem to, because you have that stuck in. It does, when it flies, and it goes a long way. There was nothing along these two spots here. I didn't drop anything or anything like that. So all there was the regular spots down here. Oh, I did do a little bit of I did do some stuff down here. I'll get to that in a minute. So yeah, I had everything stacked here as normal. Of course, and oh, there's one. Bonus. I think that was worth, that was just worth coming back for. Just even for one. That happens all the time. Even if you just take one lot of mud out, it happens all the time. Something will go flying. Okay. Bring that up closer. Alright, so because I was here so long, I ended up building the shelter so I could save down here. I already had my bed. I built a fire with a rack because I needed food. There's tapirs here, and of course I get heaps of food from them, so I needed to be able to cook quicker. Build a chest. This is meat. If I'm ever down here and I need some meat, because I don't go off. If I need to make some soup, that doesn't go off. And this in case it's the dry season and I need to fill up the mixers, I can use that one. And I put those excess bandages in there just in case something happens while I'm here. Oh, I cut that down from here because it was in the way. There's probably a few of those still sitting around. I got some extra, found an extra couple of these to put these down here for clean water. Which I'll do, and I'll take one lot of mud with me. Do I have any? No, I don't. Since as I'm here, I might as well do it. Seems a waste to come down here and not grab mud, but yeah, I'd rather not tackle a massive amount at the moment. So I did get the top one of the top gravel point where I'll say it's a weapon rack. I actually have got that to stack 5 of the bricks on it to be able to take up, so that was good. I haven't been able to get the really correct spot for that for the bottom one, but I will try. Okay, let's see, can we take these 7 at once? We should be able to. Yeah, no, I'm not very heavy at all, even with the fruit I've got on me. There we go. I wouldn't have been able to take another lot with me anyway. See, I did end up saving down there a couple of times as I was doing the mud because I didn't want something to happen again and lose all the mud that I got out. So yes, I did save down there a couple of times. It's not something I'm planning on spending heaps of time down there, of course, but I thought it was a bit more of a sound idea to have a save spot down there. Okay. Look, I've got to make 2 trips anyway, so there's not really much point in trying. I just want to get this up and see back. So, for instance, something else I was doing is, what is wrong with me? I can't seem to stack properly today. What I was doing is I was coming in and stacking on here, like this. Oops, back in the front. So I'd stack this one all up nicely, like this. Then I'd go back down. Weird stuff happens sometimes. Sometimes stuff stacks itself and it unstacks itself. And I'll be interested to see what this one does. There it is. These graphic points are really pretty. Yeah, it's nice that they've made them pretty. Now, are they all stacked? They are all stacked still. Yeah. No. Sometimes they sort of blow up. Let me see if I can show you the 5 stack, which yesterday when I was bringing a lot up, oh look at that, 5. Yesterday when I was bringing a lot up, that was handy, but it turns out that yeah, a lot isn't always better. But at least we found one extra one. And yeah, some bonus mud for the day. Not that I was planning on doing this, but at least there was, it was worth it for that one mud that was lost. I don't know what happens to them. It's just like they fall into the ground and disappear. Two. Okay. Whoops. And there we go. This would be nice if there was another 1 or 2 that was lost. I could carry 2 more. But let's not push our luck. The last thing I want is to, you know, trip over a log. sorry for the weird view. I found that changing the view so that the mud is high in the air allows me to see what's on the bottom of the ground better. Okay. And there's just this log to dodge here, and then we're straight through. Because there's that actual log stump there. That one catches you out, admittedly. Alright, where did we get up to? Here we go. So when you do it only one at a time, like that, it's quick. I mean, look, how many minutes did that take just to grab? Not many at all. And I honestly think that'll probably be the way to go. And it's repetitive, going backwards and forwards more often, but I just think it's the safer option too. What do we want? That. And we're left with another frame with 3 in it. This seems to happen a lot. There we go. Oh, look at that. Mud by Moonlight. Nice. Oh, pretty, pretty. Just, oh, that's lovely. Yeah. Oh, nice to finally have somewhere to walk. It's gonna take a long time, but yeah. It looks very dreary that way, doesn't it? Actually, what is the time? He did well, actually. He didn't start moaning too much, so let's get him all settled for the night. Oh, I didn't realise he was so close to being clean. I should have just eaten these. Yep, that's good. I got 2 of those. Oh, and how is our bamboo going? We kind of decimated that, so I replanted that yesterday, so figure that would be fairly close. I'll have to keep starting and keeping an eye out for animal droppings. I mean, yeah, I've got heaps there. Yeah, I get that, but if I'm going to be putting them on the oh, that's a new one. If I'm going to be putting them on the bamboo to keep them going, I really need to have a little bit more of a stash of them. There we go. Alright. I keep hearing them around, but when I do stop to have a look, I'm not actually able to find any. That's a good time. That'll be about 5 o'clock when we wake up. This should be perfect. There we go, so no sound in the sleeping menu again. It's weird how that goes on and off. But it's amazing how hungry he gets during that. That's right, I've got some canned beef there. Oh, and I've got some coconuts sitting in there. I don't know how long they're going to stay there. Why have I got them? There was a whole stack of them had fallen, and they were all around the same tree. And I just felt like grabbing them because they were there. It's very odd. It was just back there. Yeah, just before, not before, long before you get onto the log to come up. And I think we can sneak you into before we go off. There we go. Yep, that's so good now. Being able to walk up here. So yes, this area with all this extra space, including these two and those two, will be our cooking area. So I'll have the should I have a I should have that upstairs, shouldn't I? Yeah. I was thinking about putting dryers down here because the dryers always fit nicely into the sheds. Probably a couple, because you know what I'm like. I like to have a lot of dryers and get that stocked up with food. So maybe one each down here. Then I'll need to move my weapons rack as well. What have we got in here? Oh, just that one. And our triple spawn spots. No, just that maggots today. Yeah, so we'll have a weapons rack as well. These two sheds here, I'm not sure about. These are our welcoming sheds, kind of. They'll be our entrance. I'm not sure what I'll put there. I was thinking about changing that up and having the cooking area downstairs, but why would you stand on mud when you could, I mean, you know, this type of mud, why would you stand on there if you could stand on here? So, there we go. Lights change because the sun's coming up. Yes, I'll do that. You know, one thing I wish Creepy Jar would fix is the raining underneath the cover. It does look like it's slightly better than it used to be. But, you know, this one's got a roof and we're still seeing spots like it's raining, so you notice that more, I think, when you're upstairs and you've got a mud floor, you've got a roof over that, and then this will show that, like this, that it's raining still inside. Anyway, I think that is it for today, actually. And oh look, let's just quickly get that done and regrowing. Because say ours, that was amazing how fast that. I just looked at it. It's amazing how fast that that grew. Oh, of course I don't have. No, I don't. Let's just quickly run back and get one of those that I was just talking about. I have to go for a wander, I think, just through the trees one day, and just go for a. I can't believe I'm going to say it. Go for an animal dropping run. There. That'll rein in. It doesn't take long for that to get to 1%. Plus what I didn't notice was that one when I just checked it, was that actually at 100%? I have to check that too when I go back. There we go, already at 1. So now it will start growing, and it won't take long. So, all done. We have our first mud. And we rescued a piece of mud that was lost. Yeah. And that's how amazingly different it starts to look with a little bit of mud on it as well. So yes, glad about that. So unhappy about how much mud seemed to go missing. But yeah, it happened, so we can't do anything about it. So I'll just carry on and not bring that much up another time. I think that's what I've got out of that lesson. I think smaller amounts are better. So, I hope you all enjoyed that, and thank you all for joining me, and I'll catch you all again soon. Bye!